The hidden history of Christianity in Nigeria and what happened to our ancestors' gods. Many people believe that one single man brought Christianity to Nigeria, but the truth is very different. Christianity did not arrive through one person. It came through traders, missionaries, and colonial powers over many centuries. To understand this story, we must go back more than 500 years ago. The first contact with Christianity in the region that is now Nigeria happened in the 15th century, when Portuguese traders arrived along the West African coast. They came mainly for trade, but they did not come alone. With them were Roman Catholic missionaries who wanted to spread their religion. One of the places they visited was the powerful Kingdom of Benin. Some members of the royal court even accepted baptism and became Christians. But this early introduction did not last long. The religion did not spread widely among the people, and over time traditional beliefs continued to dominate the society. Christianity returned much later with greater force in the 19th century, when European missionary organizations began establishing permanent missions across West Africa. One of the most important figures in this period was Samuel Ajayi Crowther. His life story is extraordinary. He was born among the Yoruba people but was captured during the slave trade. Later, he was rescued by the British Navy and taken to Sierra Leone, where he received education and converted to Christianity. Crowther eventually became the first African Anglican bishop and played a major role in spreading Christianity in Nigeria. He translated the Bible into Yoruba and helped establish mission schools and churches across the region. Missionaries settled in several coastal towns such as Badagry, Lagos, Calabar, and Onitsha. In these places they built churches, schools, and small medical centers. Education became one of the strongest tools for spreading Christianity. Missionaries believed people needed to learn how to read in order to understand the Bible. Because formal education was rare at the time, many families sent their children to mission schools. Many of those children later became Christians and church leaders. Things changed even more when Britain took political control of Nigeria during the colonial era. In 1914, the British government merged the northern and southern regions to create one country called Nigeria. During this period, missionaries received protection from colonial authorities. Mission schools expanded rapidly, and Christianity became closely connected to Western education and government employment. Many Nigerians converted to Christianity because it provided access to education and new opportunities, but before Christianity and Islam arrived, Nigerian societies already had deep spiritual traditions. People practiced African traditional religion, which involved the worship of deities, ancestors, and natural spiritual forces. Among the Yoruba people, deities such as Sango, the god of thunder, and Osun, the river goddess, were highly respected. Among the Igbo people, powerful deities such as Amadioha and Ola played important roles in community life. These religions involved shrines, sacred forests, rituals, and festivals that connected communities to their ancestors and the spiritual world. When Christian missionaries arrived, many of them believed these practices were forms of idolatry. Because of this, many shrines and sacred objects were destroyed. Converts were often encouraged to burn or throw away traditional idols. However, not every sacred object disappeared. During the colonial period, thousands of African artifacts were taken to Europe. Some were collected by missionaries who wanted to study African religion. Others were taken by explorers and colonial officers. Many were looted during military invasions. One of the most famous examples happened in 1897, when British soldiers invaded the Kingdom of Benin. During the attack, they looted thousands of artworks from the royal palace. These artifacts are now known as the Benin Bronzes. Today many of these treasures are displayed in museums in London, Berlin, and Paris. Another famous artifact is the Queen Idia ivory mask, a powerful royal symbol from the Benin Kingdom. It later became the official symbol of the Festac 77 cultural festival in Lagos. Other important artifacts from Nigeria include the ancient Ife bronzes from the Yoruba city of Ile-Ife and the Igbo-Ukwu bronzes, which show that African civilizations had advanced metalworking technology over 1,000 years ago. Despite the spread of Christianity, many sacred sites survived. One of them is the Osun Osogbo Sacred Grove in Osun State, a forest dedicated to the river goddess Osun. The site still hosts the annual Osun Osogbo Festival and remains an important spiritual center. Another historic site is the Arachukwu Long Juju Shrine in Abia State, once associated with a powerful oracle that people visited for spiritual guidance. There are also the famous Ogbunai Caves in Anambra State, which were traditionally used for spiritual rituals and protection ceremonies. Today, Many African countries are asking European museums to return sacred objects taken during the colonial era. Nigeria has been especially active in demanding the return of the Benin bronzes. Some museums have already started returning these artifacts, a process known as repatriation. For many Africans, these objects are not just artworks. They are sacred items that were once used in royal ceremonies, spiritual rituals, and communication with ancestors. Their return represents an effort to restore lost history and reconnect with cultural identity. The story of Christianity in Nigeria is therefore not just about religion. It is also a story about colonial power, cultural change, and the struggle to preserve African heritage. And today, many Nigerians continue to balance both worlds, practicing Christianity while still honoring the traditions and cultures of their ancestors.